Hey everyone, I want to reach out real quick with a video on some updated COVID policies we're putting in place effective immediately. With the changes to the executive orders in West Virginia over the weekend and increased exposures in Kentucky, Indiana, and Alabama, and across the country, we're instituting some new, more stringent policies on how we're going to handle COVID going forward for the near future. Effective immediately in our facility, starting in West Virginia, facial coverings are going to be required at all times, regardless of social distancing. This is going to be anywhere on the property, inside or out. There's only a couple exceptions to that. That's going to be in an enclosed office. If you're by yourself and you have a door that you're able to shut, you will not be required to have a mask as long as you are by yourself in that office with the door shut. The only other exception is if you are eating or drinking lunch at a break, whatever, but you're still going to, if you take your mask off, you are going to require a social distance while you are eating or drinking. As soon as you're done, your mask's going to have to go back on. In West Virginia, social distancing, according to the state, is not an option to exclude wearing a mask. That is an executive order. We've reviewed it. We've talked to professionals, and this is our policy going forward. The nose and mouth must be covered at all times when you're wearing a facial coverings. In Kentucky, Alabama, and Indiana, the requirements are a little lighter. Masks are only going to be required if you cannot social distance. That's going to be inside or outside, anywhere on our property. If you're within 6 feet of others, you're going to be required to wear a mask or facial covering while you're performing whatever tasks you're working on. Once again, the only exception there is going to be if you are eating or drinking. When you are eating or drinking, you're going to need to social distance and then put your mask on as soon as you're done. In company vehicles, this is a big change for us. Masks are going to be required if you are riding in a company vehicle with other people. If you're by yourself, it's not going to be required. But if you are driving or riding in a vehicle with others, you will be required to have a mask on for the duration of the trip. Even if you can social distance in a larger vehicle or something, it's no exception. We're still going to require you to wear a mask. In addition to that, if you're driving a fleet vehicle, and a fleet vehicle is one of what we call our shop trucks. It's one that's not assigned to someone specific. When you are done using that vehicle, when you go to turn your keys in, before you turn your keys in, this is a new requirement also, we're going to ask whoever the responsible party is to disinfect the vehicle. And John and Jeff are going to be putting out some policies on disinfecting vehicles here shortly. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to ask people to wipe down with disinfecting wipes or spray any of the high touch points in the vehicles. That's going to be steering wheels, gear shifts, radios, door handles, things of that nature. And then we're also going to ask people to spray the inside of the vehicle with a disinfecting spray, like a Lysol, or there are some other options out there, but it will be disinfecting, and we will address what is acceptable. And once again, that is going to be the responsibility of the people that are using the vehicle at that time. A couple other changes. If you are going on site at any one of our customers' locations, we will be requiring you to wear a mask at all times. That is a company requirement. If the customer's requirements are not as stringent as that, that's not going to matter. We're still going to ask you to wear a mask regardless of social distancing. If you have a very unique situation where it isn't unsafe, you will need to get senior management approval to do that going forward. In our facilities, any visitors that come in, well, one, they still need to schedule an appointment. They don't need just to show up. But when they come in, before they are going to be permitted to enter our building, they're going to be required to have a temperature check. If their temperature is acceptable, they will be allowed to enter the building for very specific reasons, but they will be required to have a mask on at all times as well. That's at any one of our facilities. In addition to all that, we're going to be start doing temperature checks of our employees. We're going to do that periodically through the week on a schedule, probably Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We will have designated people walking around. If you are in our building or on our grounds, you will have your temperature checked. And as a reminder to everybody, that temperature cutoff point is 100.4 degrees. If you're 100.4 degrees or higher, you will be asked to leave, go get a COVID test, and then we will follow the medical professional's advice going forward when it is safe for you to return to work. And all medical professional advice on quarantines and this and that. But you will not be able to return to work until we get something from a medical professional stating it's okay. The same is going to be for the visitors that come to our building. 100.4 is our cutoff. If they're below that, they're going to be fine to be there. But we are discouraging people to come to the buildings unless they need to be there. And those visitors are going to include delivery personnel. You know, the standard UPS guy shows up every day, or the FedEx guy. Before they come in our building, we're going to ask them to have their temperature checked, and we're going to ask them to wear a mask. So that's a little bit of change for us as well. Acceptable face coverings at any one of our facilities are the neck gaiters, any type of mask that hooks behind both ears, or we've added a face shield. And that has to be a full face shield that covers your entire face. But all these, you must have your nose and mouth covered at all times when you're wearing them. Look, we understand people think some of this is a little over the top. I mean, everybody has varying opinions of how serious this is or not. We are still taking the approach that we're not going to be scared of the COVID-19. We are going to respect it, and we are going to increase our visibility, and we're going to increase our requirements for our employees. So going forward here for the near future, until you're advised otherwise, these requirements will be in place, and we will be treating this no differently than any other of your PPE that we require, like safety glasses, hearing protection, safety toe shoes, things of that nature. We will be talking with our supervisors and managers to make sure that we're enforcing these policies, and we're asking for everybody's cooperation. Look, we want everybody to be safe. We want everybody to be healthy, and with these added requirements, I know you're going to feel, it's not going to feel right at times, and it's okay, because we're all going to do it, and we're all going to follow through. And at the end of the day, keep in mind, we are essential services. Our customers require us and need us to be able to service the infrastructure of our company, or of our country, I'm sorry. So keep that in mind. Keep it in. We're not only keeping our employees safe, we want to keep your family safe. So be smart. Think about what you're doing. Wash your hands. Disinfect. Use your hand sanitizers. Just step it up a little bit, and hopefully all this will go away here as quickly as it showed up. If you got any questions, you can reach out to senior management. That would be Kevin Kemmer, Jim King, or myself. Or you can reach out to one of our shop managers, either one of the Jeremys at either location, or you can talk to John Hathaway, our safety director, or Jeff Dixon, his consultant, and we can go from there. But in the meantime, stay safe. If you have any questions, give one of us a call or talk with us. But this once again, this policy will go into effect immediately. So when we're showing up to work tomorrow, please keep it in mind, and everybody comply. We don't want this to be a bad thing. But like I said, we do want everybody and their families safe and healthy. So talk to you soon.